So what have I been doing in the last week? Well, beyond just sitting from my laptop working, I have hung out with a farm dog, I have learned how a generator works, I have been sewing some curtains for Hayden's bus, and I came across a cool green frog the other day when it was raining quite a lot. But today, I think I've got a long drive day. I've got about 5 hours overall, I think. Also, I forgot to mention, one of Hayden's containers turned up. So we've kind of been setting up our winter base here. Oh, and I also gave myself a haircut. It was definitely getting way too long. So what's my plan? Well, I'm going to Whakatane for 3 nights just because I want to check out the area. Then I'm dropping the caravan off in Tauranga back at RV Mega to get a few things fixed, a few more things. And I'm going to do a quick trip up to Dad just to help him out with a couple of things. So I've made it to Whakatane, set up in the dark. First impressions with this campground? There are quite a lot of people here. I guess I was a little bit surprised at how full it is, which is great for the industry. Why would it be so full? There's actually not that many campgrounds in this area. I think this is the only one in Whakatane. I'm actually going to go for a walk into town now. I think it's about 15 minutes maybe. Actually really looking forward to being able to walk to some shops and have an explore. Yeah, it's been a while. I kind of knew Whakatane has like a sandy barrier to separate the wild surf from this kind of inlet area. Just hadn't realised how popular it was with the boaties. Guess it makes sense. I'm learning that I really enjoy having the campground right next to a walkway that takes you quickly into town with easy shops, and I've just gone beyond town to the other end. This is very much a boat orientated town, I think. What am I doing today? I am driving an hour along the coast to Tauranga to drop off my caravan at RV Mega again. I had a bit of drama with my fridge and my heater, unfortunately. I shouldn't be surprised. I feel like there's multiple issues with both things, and RV Mega fixed one and it's revealed the next issue. So with the fridge, first night I tried it, my carbon monoxide alarm went off even though I didn't smell any gas. So we'll get that checked, figure out where it's coming from. And then error 9 is continuously coming up and just won't go away now. So those are the two issues with the fridge. With the heater, now it ignites, I can see the flame, but it doesn't hold. It worked for like the first couple of times I tried it, but it's just stopped. I have a theory with the fridge. There's a bit of foam on the top that you can only see from the back, and a little bit ripped off, which means there's a little bit of a hole. So I'm wondering if the fumes from the back of the caravan came up over the top through a tiny gap into the caravan. And then the other thing that I'm going to get fixed this time around is my grill. Quite a while ago, the grill, the metal tab on the left broke, and so the whole thing kind of, comes loose pretty often, and I can still use it if I hold this down the whole time. Hayden actually came up with this contraption to kind of hold it in place, wedge it in with the door and the grill. Well, I've ended up staying at Dad's a few days longer than planned. No, it's been good spending time with you, Dad.
Yeah, it's been good having you here. You're a good girl.
Yeah.
You've done backed me up and helped me out immeasurably. So thank you, publicly.
Thanks, Dad.
Okay.
So I've made it to Whakatane. I'm actually really tired, so I'm going to talk more about stuff tomorrow, I think. Explain a bit more of what's happened. I'm actually running late again, leaving the campground. So let me just get out of here and then I will explain more about the caravan. So I've actually just driven 1 block away from the campground and I'm just at the Freedom camping spot. There's 4 spots in Whakatane. I can't actually fit. If I was staying here the night, I think I'd have to disconnect the car from the caravan and put the car somewhere else. It's just a little bit too long. What I really wanted to do this morning was talk about what is going on with the appliances. So the fridge, the reason the alarm went off, I hadn't properly screwed this fridge back in place when I'd been fooling around myself, and the guy at RV Mega thought some gas escaped around the back under the seat and then out into the caravan. Also, he's filled in a little bit of foam that's along the top and he's screwed it properly back in. So hopefully that's good. The Era 9, I think he pulled it out and had a play around the back and Era 9 wasn't showing for him. The whole time it was sitting at RV Mega for about 4 full days. Murphy's Law, it appeared when he was doing a check over with me, so I guess we'll just have to see. He feels like the fridge is really on its last legs, so that's issue number 1. Now the heater. This button wasn't pushing down firmly enough, and that was it. So hopefully that's been fixed. I would not have been able to figure that out on my own. And with the grill, it's not good news. Apparently they no longer make this type of oven anymore. It seems to be called stoves. There's no real name. Stoves, yeah, that seems to be the brand. So they no longer make ovens and they no longer have the parts that I need. They don't have the grill bit, and they're apparently thinking of trying to screw it back to the top anyway, but apparently the metal at the top's super flimsy and it really cracked more when they were looking at it, and they don't really want to weld around gas. So but even if they did that, it would still be broken. So they gave me a quote for a new stove and it's going to be like $1,350 plus installation, which could take 3 to 5 hours. So that's a lot of money. That's around $2,000. It does sound like the 2 biggest appliances in the caravan, the fridge and the oven, are nearing the end of their lives, and I don't know what to do. because I was originally planning to try to sell this caravan in spring. But would anyone want to really buy it if the fridge and the oven are not great, but they're both expensive items as well? I also wondered if anyone in the UK happened to know of a second-hand parts that sell possibly the Stoves brand grill and the top section. Anyone? So I have an idea I wanted to run past you. I'm kind of thinking, how can this caravan pay for these items? And so on the drive yesterday I had an idea, and what do you think of this? What if I start kind of a training school or lessons where someone comes along and we use with my ute and towing the caravan, we drive around, they get a good feel on what it's like trying to tow and reverse. Then we arrive at a campground and I run them through setting it up and how everything works on the inside, and then they stay the night there, and then I turn up the next day and we pack it all up and then they head off. Is that something that could work? And then the idea could expand. Maybe if you just want to stay in this caravan, maybe I could Airbnb it, or maybe if someone wanted to stay 2 nights in the caravan with the lesson, like maybe even there could be 1 night in a freedom camping spot and 1 night in a traditional campground, just to get a feel for the differences between the two. So do you think that idea could work? If you're a New Zealander, do you think you would be interested in this idea? Like, send me an email. Is it a feasible idea? And then soon I'll have a vintage caravan. I could also offer that too. Could become like a training school. What do you think? Is that a decent idea? Anyway, I better hit the road and carry on to Gisborne and see Hayden. And I didn't even explain. So you might be guessing that like my plans change all the time. So originally I was going to go straight back to the farm, but new plan is I'm going back to the orchard in Gisborne, and Hayden will be there. He's had a bit of work in Gisborne again, and I'm going to get the vintage caravan ready to move finally to the farm and be able to start working on it a bit more. Well, I've made it back to the apple orchard, but I think we've picked the wrong day to turn up. Hayden happened to finish his job a little bit early, so turned up the same time as me. And wow, it must have rained an awful lot here. It's just pure mud. And then the boys are chopping up wood. Just of all the days to be turning up, they happen to be chopping the wood up, and so it's pretty noisy.